The secret to living a life to love is revealed when you turn the focus inside versus outside. I'm Kerry Lee Smith. Welcome to the 5 rockin' radiant miracle secrets that you can put in your pocket and pull out anytime you want to create relationships that flourish, resilience when life hands you adversity, and express yourself creatively, share your unique you, and evolve in ways to make your life better. Now, I know firsthand that when I want to feel support and connection, going out to lunch with the girls does give you support and connection. But when the girls leave the house, the feelings aren't sustainable. Or when you want to joy juice your mood, right? A good fun shopping or a hard workout and even eating healthy does joy juice your mood for a moment. But can you shop 24/7 or work out 10 hours a day? Now, I'm not saying outside circumstances can't make you feel happy because, well, we all know that they do, right? We all experience that. That's why we consume what we consume, because it is making us feel happy. But those feelings are up and down. They come and go. It's reactionary living. It's an emotional roller coaster. The majority of the people today live on outside circumstances to tap into the need of happiness. And that's why depression and sadness, and there's so much of that right now in the world, is because we're relying on outside circumstances to make us happy, and that's just not sustainable. And the funny thing is when we're relying on those outside circumstances, inside we know there's something more. That's why we're searching, we're buying, and we're trying. But what ends up happening is, because it's not meeting our need, we end up blaming ourselves or others. We end up with anger towards ourselves or others, and really kind of frustrated, right? Have you ever experienced that? It doesn't foster a happy life over the long term. You're constantly on the search, the next best thing. You're left no better off than frustrated. The good news is there's something more. It's the 5 rockin' radiant miracles. It's turning the focus inside, right? So if you want to feel joy, love, and excitement, where are those feelings generated? Their feelings are generated inside. If you want to go buy a car, where do you go? You go to the car dealer because, well, that's where they sell the car. So if you want to feel happiness, where do you go? You go inside because, well, that's where happiness is generated. You see, you got to learn how to find the inside, the happiness within. So let me give you an example. There's 2 girls, right? And there's a stranger that walks up and gives each girl a hug. One girl is like, ew, gross, that was icky. And the second girl is like, wow, I really needed the hug today. Thank you. What a kind person that was. And then the stranger leaves. You see, that situation, it was the same situation with 2 different girls getting 2 different responses. You see what I mean? The outside circumstance doesn't have anything to do with the cause of the emotions. You do. It's the inside that's creating the emotions. It's our inner work that we need to work on. So let's jump into the 5 rockin' radiant miracle secrets and learn how to live a life over the long term that we love. Are you ready? Number 1, gratitude. Gratitude is your attitude. That's what you are. And what we're going to do, I break it down into 3 parts: your head, your heart, and your hands. And so it's easier to remember. So let's start with the head. The first thing is you got to lead with intention. Every part of your day, you lead with intention. You wake up in the morning, what's your intention? How do you want your day to be? You make an important phone call. Before you pick up the phone, what's your intention? Or you are going to go pick up your kids at school. What's your intention? Are you going to be, empathetic because they're sick, because you're picking them up in the sick room? Or you're going to go take them on a fun hike? Are you going to bring enthusiasm? What's your intention for that experience? Not complaining. Not complaining, you will realize how much time you spend in complaining, and it lowers your vibe. And when you realize how much time you're spending complaining and you play the opposite game and you turn complaining into a game of raising the vibration, yourself and the world around you and your friends, you're going to be happier because you're raising the vibe. So for example, if you cook dinner and it wasn't as good as you thought, instead of complaining about the dinner, find something that was good. Well, maybe you cooked a nutritional meal and so you're feeding your body high nutrition. Well, that's really important. That's actually more important than the taste of the food. So give yourself the compliment and lower the amount of time you spend complaining. Let's move to the heart. So every morning and every night, a great habit is saying thank you. As Jack Canfield does, his feet hit the floor in the morning, the first words out of his mouth is thank you. It's a great habit. And every night, do the same. Thank you. I mean, leading with gratitude is a great attitude. The other thing is become the observer. So as I said earlier in the intro of the video, I talked about how the girl got a hug and she was like, ew, gross. And the other one was like, wow, this is exactly what I needed. It wasn't that the stranger caused those reactions. Each girl chose their reaction. And they chose it because of something that's going on in the inside of them. So a great way to improve your life and evolve is to step back just a little bit and look, why do we react in the way that we react? And when you can move your life to becoming the witness or that third person looking down, you start to evolve. So not having those, quick reactions, just looking inside and finding what really is going on and why am I reacting in the way I am reacting. Let's move on to hands. So I call it trigger time. So at 5 o'clock or whatever time, I have a door handle to walk into my house, obviously. I'm sure you do too. The door handle is one of my triggers. And the trigger is telling me, lead with gratitude. Because there's a moment in my day where I walk into my house and it's like the safe haven to let it go. You know what I'm talking about? So the door handle is reminding me, hey, come on, gratitude is your attitude. And it's important to let the loved ones that I have really close in my family, to give them the honor and the respect that they deserve of my presence, my love. And so the door handle reminds me to be present and to be kind and loving. Another way to practice gratitude is journaling. Journal for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you have time for. You can journal as far as like just brainstorming, or you can just write words. Any way you want to do it will work. Oprah has been doing it for over 20 years, and it seems like it's been working for her. Presence. Presence is, everyone throws around presence like it's, be present, be here, be now. Well, I'm going to give you a specific way. When you're in a conversation, listen. Listen to what the other person is saying completely. Don't prepare what you're going to say until they're done, because you don't know what they're going to say anyway. So be present in the conversation, listen all the way through, and then respond to actually what they said, not what's being prepared in the mind. You know what I'm talking about? Lastly, serve 5 compliments daily. A great place to start is the grocery store. Those clerks that do the checkouts, the bag and check your food through, those people could really use compliments. Tell them thank you for bagging. Or if they have a beautiful smile, tell them, your smile is so radiant. Wow, you're really beautiful. Let people know. Give them compliments. It goes a really long way. All right, let's move on to number 2. Environment is stronger than willpower. The great Paramahansa Yogananda said that. So what does that look like? Surrounding yourself with happy people. People that want to evolve and become better, so they inspire you. Listen to positive music with a good message. Unplug your electronic devices, and for sure, no cell phones in the bedroom. Go outside and breathe the fresh air. So many Americans and people around the world don't go outside enough to breathe fresh oxygen. It's really important. And another thing is paying attention to your food. Eating nutrient-dense food is extremely important to your youthful vitality, your energy, your brain function. When they say eat the rainbow, it's true. That's where you find minerals, antioxidants, your vitamins, everything that you need is in the color of the rainbow of the food. So make sure that you're eating really colorful, nutrient-dense food. Water. Water is really important. So what you do is you take your body weight, cut it in half, and that's how many ounces you need to drink. And minimum, you guys, minimum. So, and if you work out, you need to add more water. And sleep. Research is out there, and I'm sure I don't need to tell you, but you need to have a minimum of 8 hours of sleep. Period, right? How do you know if you had enough sleep? Well, you just don't wake up by an alarm clock. Sleep is so important to our brain function, to our energy, to our vitality. We got to make sure we're upping our sleep. Not enough people get enough sleep. Let's move on to number 3. Inner stillness. Cultivate spirituality from within. Dive deep into the love that's inside of you. Meditation is a great tool. Meditation is sitting in silence, listening, versus prayer is sitting in silence, mentally communicating. You're not what you do. That's deep. It's a really, really deep concept. You're not what you do. I'm going to do a separate blog post on this because it's such an amazing concept, and when you understand this concept, it's a needle mover. I'm just going to say it one more time. You're not what you do. Think about that. A good way to create inner stillness is yoga. You can click on my link and I'll guide you through a yoga routine. I call them my yoga energizers. And breath work is another great tool, and I do a blog on breath work, the power of breath work. Rhythm. Rhythm replaces your willpower, and Rudolf Steiner said that, and he is a master at teaching this with young children and teens. So here's my daily routine, and it's pretty robust, and the reason why I do all these things is because it sustains my energy throughout the entire day. I can walk into a room and brighten it up. I can motivate people and sustain my energy through the entire day. And the reason why is because I ritualize my routine every morning and every night. When I feel like I can't do it because I'm too tired, it's such rhythmic for me that I don't even have the time to not do it because my body is in the rhythm of doing it. It's like brushing your teeth. Even when you're tired, you still brush your teeth, right? So I wake up in the morning, I drink my water, I do my yoga energizers, I meditate, I do my tapping exercises, which I have a blog on, and I eat a really healthy breakfast. All this takes about an hour to do. And I'm in the kitchen and done before anyone wakes up. And the reason why I do it before everyone wakes up is because that stillness, that quiet time is what helps me re-energize every cell of my body so I can last through the entire day with vibrancy, with youthful vitality, and motivate people all day long. In my evening routine, I do similar, the opposite. After I eat dinner, I drink the remaining amount of my water, I do my tapping exercises, I do my yoga energizers again to revitalize the body and get the blood flowing for a good night's sleep, I do my meditation, and then I go to bed. every morning and every night. Find a routine that works for you. You can use some of my ideas, you can use all of my ideas, whatever works for you, so you can create a rhythm that will help you create youthful, energized vitality so you can crush it. Number 4, positive self-reflection. Check in with yourself daily. Where's your level of energy? Where's your joy? And where's your sense of connection? What does that mean is you're checking in with yourself where those energy levels are. You have the power to uplift your energy. You have the power within to connect more fully. Because where are those feelings generated? Remember? They're generated within. And it's the key to living a life of long-lasting happiness when you learn how to go inside and generate those feelings. When a challenge comes into your life, instead of shying away from the challenge or pushing it away or ignoring the challenge, look at the challenge and just say, what's in it for me? What's the lesson? Daily review. At the end of your day, you have the opportunity to do a redo. We all trip and fall. It happens to the best of us, right? So at the end of your day, look at your day and go, where did I do great and why? And the other thing is, where could I have done better and why and how? And how would you change it? And the reason why you do that is so the next time it happens, you know what to do. And then you got it, right? No judging. And let's move judging to describing. So for example, you're on a walk in your neighborhood and your neighbor has decided to paint their house, I don't know, mustard yellow. And instead of just judging and going, oh, my neighbors decided to paint their house mustard yellow, ew, gross. Okay, that's judging. Instead, just move it to a describing. Wow, my neighbors decided to have their house mustard yellow. And move on. Because really, do you really want to spend energy on criticizing your neighbor? Just move judging to describing. Number 5, meaning. The awesome part about meaning is if you have 1 through 4, you're pretty much living with meaning. You're engaged in the moment. Your standard is just happy. You're joyful. Everything is just ever new. You're optimistic. Your productivity is more, you have more energy, and you're able to manage your stress, so you have less stress in your life. You know your strengths. You embrace your strengths. And I have below this video a Strength Finders test. It's a link in the PDF below. If you want to try it, great. It's awesome. Love what you do. There's many things that we don't like what we do, right? So for example, cleaning. A lot of people don't really love to clean. Well, the way that you can change things that we don't like to do to something that we like to do is make it for a higher purpose. So for example, when I clean my house, I devote it to a higher purpose. I act like somebody really special is going to be coming into my house. And then I'm kind of excited to clean and prepare the house for that person. Smile. Hug. A minimum of 12 hugs a day. Your mood will improve and your stress will lower. Devote your time to a higher purpose. So volunteer in a charity, at a school, or at your church. Share your unique gift of you to others. Those are my 5 rockin' radiant miracle secrets. And I invite you to try at least one. Because when you try those at least one, it will drastically change your life. If you implement all 5, heck, who knows what'll happen? You could really rock this world and make a difference. I believe in you. Be bright, be beaming, be beautiful, and most important, be you. Go out there and live a life to love.